Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Belinda. For the month of June, I am going to be creating an Edgar Allan Poe spread on my Facebook and my Instagram. What I should do for my spread, I gave them 3 options. The options were Edgar Allan Poe, bees, or the Plague Doctor. All of them I thought were kind of fitting for the month. My husband's birthday is in June, and he had a very dark sense of humor. So he would have rather enjoyed having a plague doctor for the theme of his birthday month. Being a pandemic, it's somewhat inappropriate, but that's just his style. So I put that out there. Here's the bee stamp I got. Here is the plague doctor stamp. I got this at a shop online. I will put a link in the description from the shop that I got this. This one I got at Michael's, and this one I got at an Etsy shop. All of these right here came together from one shop. And I also printed up some Edgar Allan Poe pictures, as well as little bits from The Raven. I printed up the days of the week here. There's some more of that. So I didn't want to tear up a book, so I copied off pages of a book onto sticker sheets, and these are clear sticker sheets. Whatever I do my watercolor on, it'll be transparent. It's somewhat matte finish, so it won't be glossy. And here are some other stickers that I've created, so I'll cut these out. I googled all these, just put them on a Word page and printed them up from my inkjet printer. So let's get started. I pre-drew some of the areas where I would like to put the days of the week. Since we have been in quarantine, I am now done with my semester at school. I didn't put a whole lot of emphasis on creating 2 pages for a weekly spread like I usually do. So I put a week on each page. That'll save me paper too for journal. This is how much I've already gone through, and we're at the halfway point of the year. And if anybody wants to know what is the middle of the year, it's actually, I believe it's July 2nd that is the middle of the year, if it's not a leap year. Okay, so yeah, I said that. All right, so I'm gonna get my brush now. Find me some watercolor brushes, and I'm going to do a wet on wet. I don't know what was on this paintbrush before. Let me grab my Winsor & Newton watercolor here, as well as my Artist Loft set. And I also have some in tubes here. And these are from Grumbacher. So I will more likely be using the black. Going for a dark look. This is an Artist Loft Level 2 bullet journal. I've had a review on it, so if you want to check out my other video, I measured up against their first version, their first Artist Loft journal that they had. I don't know if I want to not paint this area here. I think I shall move these 2 because I keep wanting to stick my paintbrush in my coffee.
A few moments later.
Okay, so that's almost dry there. Le pen. Because I love this pen. I got this at Michael's, as one of the Recollection brands. But they no longer make this ruler, so I cannot replace it, which sucks because it's one of my favorite rulers. I broke it by accident, as what an accident is. Did not mean to do it. It was not on purpose, not intentional, was not with malicious intent or malice. It was an accident. And I could not replace it. And so I continued to use it. And then my cat sat on it. And if you know my cat, if you follow me on my Instagram, you can see pictures of my big fat cat. He's pretty big. He thinks he's a kitten, but he's not. He's a big dude. Dad called him Duders. Oh, these petals here that are on my my desk. They came from my Mother's Day flowers that I was given by Anna, one of my friends.
Eventually.
Figure out how I'm going to cut these out. So what am I going to do here? Put Edgar Allan Poe in the front right here. This is the first one. Now, if I was using a white sticker sheet instead of this transparent one here, I would cut more of this out here. So I'm not too worried about that. Just thinking maybe putting the raven in the background. Put that maybe like that. I mentioned that my husband was a writer. He passed away last August. 1 year for Valentine's Day, he gave me this card here. That thumping sound from under the floorboards is just my heart for you, Valentine. Love you lots, Belinda. Jason. So maybe there, who knows, I could use some of my stamps perhaps. And, ooh, I like this right here. My stamp collection. Going to do something a little unusual. All right, wish me luck. Don't usually have very good luck with this large stamp. If you can see that. That'll do, pig, that'll do. And that came from Babe before it came from Shrek. I like that kind of just blank as it is, but at the same time it needs a little something. That shall be the notes. Do we want to go with a light gray around just a gray wash? Perhaps. Oops, I don't want to do that. It is hard. Well, you can't erase the pencil marks once you get the watercolor on them. So I've been watching Plant-Based Bride. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. And she has been painting. She does watercoloring, and as she's doing the watercoloring, she reads stories. She did this watercolor painting of a mermaid, not Ariel, but the Brothers Grimm story of The Little Mermaid, the actual story. Pretty neat to hear this story. And she has such a soothing voice. It was just such a nice thing to watch her watercolor as well as listen to her read this book.
One eternity later.
I know this is not where all the magic happens. The magic happens when I get to the stamping and the collages and sometimes the drawing. I do draw. An artist. I do have some skill. I just find that it's faster to use stamps and to watercolor. I also want to not discourage anyone from doing a decorative bullet journal. You can do the bullet journal method like the one writer Carol started. He is the originator of bullet journal method. He has a simple method to doing bullet journaling. It's very easy. It does have the future logs and all that other stuff. And it helps you plan and keep track, moving things forward, things like that. It's not quite the same as a decorative Bujo. And if you're looking for something that doesn't have anything like a decorative bullet journal, then writer Carol's The Bullet Journal Method is probably what you're looking for. But if you're looking for something that's Instagram type, don't let your skill, your artistic skills, keep you from bullet journaling because you can use washi tape, you can collage things, you can print up pictures of you and your friends, or you can doodle. You can do your best to doodle. No, I don't have any time. I don't have any time to do this. You know, then there is the happy planner method. It's already a pre-made planner where you stick stickers into a calendar planner. All the calendars pre-printed for you. You can buy sheets that go into it, little sticker sets. So whatever you're feeling, you can do. That's too dark for me there. You don't need an expensive bullet journal. This one is not expensive at all. This journal here, it's originally, before the pandemic, $9.99, and I purchased it with a coupon. Got it for the price of a regular Artist Loft journal, which was about $4.99. And this one holds up better to water, to bleed throughs and things like that. Try and get a certain texture on here. There we go. That's the texture I wanted. I'm not erasing on this side because this side is damp over here. And if I was to try to erase on this side, then I would totally rub the paper and it would be not cool. So, all right, and this right here, I'm going to be creating my budget tracker and my activity tracker here. And if you think that I have this bullet journal and I'm totally organized, I am not. I'm so not organized. I wouldn't say I'm the most disorganized person, you know, but I have a lot of things that life throws at me and I have to be flexible with it. Things in my life at the moment are still shifting to, I wouldn't call it a new normal because none of this is normal. As I said, I lost my husband in August. I've been going to school full time. I continue to go to school full time in my process of grieving. I'm still going to school, so I have to adjust for all of the changes that come in my life. Okay, so what is your favorite Edgar Allan Poe story? I would say mine is The Raven, of course. I don't want to say I like The Black Cat because it is an awful story. Oblong Box, I heard that one, sort of. I mean, it was in the background while I was sewing, so I wasn't really paying attention to that one. The Telltale Heart. That was a pretty neat story. I mean, the guy goes mad because of what he's done, so let's see how that goes together. I would say The Raven. I can kind of feel the grief. Grief does stuff to you. It makes you... I wouldn't say it makes you crazy. That's just too harsh to say that. I mean, I don't want to shame anyone or stigmatize anyone with grief. As my friend Susan tells me, grief is custom made. You know, everybody has their own way of grieving and stages of grieving. Right. I have never said, why me? I never begged and pleaded. It's a difficult thing with my husband's death. It's very complicated, but yet he's still gone and there's nothing I can do about it. I could celebrate his life, and that's what I choose to do. I celebrate his life, and each time I have a moment to think of him in a happy memory, I will. And it's coming up on the 5th year that I've lost my best friend, Melissa. That was pretty tough. I had Jason with me to I wouldn't say get me through it, but to help me during my grieving process. I still grieve her. There's that cat, Pluto. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's not Pluto. Any of you who've read the Black Cat would know the Black Cat's name was Pluto. It's a bad joke. Well, and this is why we don't turn our pages while they're still wet. There, fixed it. Sort of. Oh, that looks like a hot mess now. I just keep messing that up more. better one, better two, better one, better two. These are still slightly damp. And that black stamp bled through. See that? Watercolor, it does fine. But ink stamps, not so much. So I shall leave it be. Pretty neat, huh? How to use these acrylic blocks here. And this is alcohol in the spray here, spray bottle. This helps get rid of some of the ink on there. I'll be using gold for this one here. I'll probably be mounting it on that one right there. But yeah, that's good to go now. And it helps you give an even press. Yep, put that on my cup of coffee.
Three weeks later.